Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today's video is going to be all about my pregnancy, second trimester, mainly update. I'm filming this on a Friday. I will be 30 weeks pregnant tomorrow, which is just so crazy to even think about. Like, that's just reality. It's flown by so fast, and I feel like I haven't given like a full or like in-depth pregnancy anything, and so that's what this is going to be about. I'm not going to really focus on the first trimester because a lot of that was just me getting sick all the time. It was full of morning sickness. It was consistent pretty much every day from like 7 weeks to 13 weeks. Nausea, fatigue. The fatigue was crazy real. Like, it knocks you out. Pregnancy, growing a human is hard, and so we're gonna skip the first trimester details just for your sake and go right into the second trimester, which was so much easier than the first. It wasn't a breeze, but it was way easier than the first, and I'm gonna try to keep this as short as possible. I'm gonna just kind of talk about some things that I experienced during the second trimester, and then I asked on Instagram if anyone had any questions about my pregnancy so far, and so I'm going to answer some of these as quickly as I can. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get on into the video. So, second trimester, that was when pregnancy became super real. That, wow, there's this human inside of me. I'm growing a human being inside of me. And if you don't know, I'm pregnant with my first child, and it is a girl, and we are so excited to meet her and just to experience this for the first time. It's been a huge blessing and gift. Even though there's been some struggles along the way, we have been very fortunate to not have any really major complications or anything like that, and so we are very thankful to have had a pretty smooth pregnancy so far, even though it's been hard on my body in some ways. But I don't want to complain at all, because I can't imagine going through this with some complications that I've heard and seen and watched in other videos of people explaining their pregnancies. It's been wonderful overall. Some things I didn't expect going into the second trimester, or just being a mother for the first time in general, is how you think your belly's big, and then a couple weeks later you're like, yeah, that it wasn't that big. And the further along you get, you're just like, whoa, like it's just gonna it keeps getting bigger. Like, I look back at videos of when we first announced, like I was like 13 or 14 weeks along. We waited till the second trimester to announce to everybody that we were pregnant, and I thought my belly, like I thought I was showing, but I was not. Like, my stomach was so small, like my bump was barely even there, and compared to now, and it's just crazy how much your body changes during pregnancy. And some random things I didn't expect to change. Just an example, my hair. I have been losing significantly less hair. Like, losing hair is completely normal. Like, in the shower, you get like a little, every time you wash your hair, you get like a little gerbil or fuzz ball or whatever. But I can like rake through my hair with a brush, and like barely anything comes out. And I know everybody's like, well, enjoy that now because it's going to fall out later. I'm definitely enjoying it now because my hair has never been stronger in my life. And so that was one thing I didn't expect. Another random thing I didn't expect is to leak milk, or what's it called? Colostrum. One day it was the weekend. I was sitting at home on the couch. Caleb was working. I was home by myself, and I looked down, and there is this wet spot on my shirt, and I was like, what is this? And it's happened a bunch of times since then too. Apparently it's colostrum, and it's not bad at all to leak. Everyone I've talked to about it says that it's a good sign, and that shouldn't have any trouble when it comes to producing milk after she's born. And so that was just one thing I didn't expect either, is to leak milk. My mom said it didn't happen to her, and so it was very weird because I was like, what is happening to me? And she was like, I don't know. So that was another thing I didn't expect. Another thing I didn't expect is how few doctor's appointments there really are, or that you really have. I've only had maybe like 5 or 6, maybe, this whole pregnancy, and I'm 30 weeks along. Very, very few, and even fewer ultrasounds. I thought that you went to the doctor all the time, and I think you do towards the end. You go more frequently as you get closer to birth, but in the beginning you really don't go that often, and so that was another thing I didn't expect. I do want to talk about a scare that we did have. I know I said earlier we've had a pretty smooth pregnancy, but when it was 18 weeks, I was 18 weeks along, and we had our anatomy scan. And if you don't know what that is, it's when they go in, and it's like an hour-long appointment, and they look at every single thing on the baby pretty much, and in the baby, and they do a very, very thorough check just to check for anything that could be possibly wrong, or they're checking to see what is well and things like that. The girl we had, the technician, she spent like 45 minutes on us before the doctor came in, and we were having the best time. Baby was moving. She wouldn't sit still for a lot of it, and it was just so cute, and everything was looking great. The girl was like, this looks good, and this looks good, and this looks great, and that looks great. And so we were just enjoying ourselves, and we were just in such high spirits. And she said the doctor's going to come in and just try to get a closer look at her heart because she wouldn't sit still for me. So I'll be right back. He'll be in shortly. And so when he comes in, we talk to him for a minute, and then as soon as he puts the little thing on my stomach, the girl says out loud, like blurts out loud, "What is that?" And our hearts just sank. I know mine did. And they take a minute, they look at it, and basically when we left, all he could really tell us, the doctor, was it looks like what's called an amniotic band, but he couldn't tell. And so he was going to refer us to a specialist, or refer me to a specialist, so that they could confirm and know for sure what exactly it is. But after doing research, which I probably shouldn't have done because it just made me more fearful, amniotic bands are nothing to take lightly. It's like string that is attached to your wall, like the area that the baby's in, and that can hang and kind of float, that can like wrap around their limbs or extremities, whatever, and cause major problems in development for the baby. And so we left scared to death, thinking that we don't really know what it is, but he said it hasn't affected her so far, and so don't think too much into it until you've gone to the specialist. And so it was so hard to not be consumed by, what is this? Is it going to hurt her? Blah, 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 blah. And so the appointment wasn't until 2 or 3 weeks later, and so we had to wait that long to find out what it was. And so I went to the specialist. Finally, the appointment day came. Caleb couldn't go in with me. I had to go in all by myself. And I was explaining to the tech what all the doctors said, and she was like, well, I'm sorry he scared you like that. It could be one of two things. It could be a band, or it could be what's called an amniotic sheet, and that's what we're hoping for. Sheets aren't dangerous. And she explained it like a band is like if you were underwater, like if you were in a pool and your hair was like floating everywhere and your finger could get like easily caught in your hair. That's what a band is like, and it can get all twisted up and knotted and hard to get out. But a sheet is like if there was a rope at the bottom of the pool attached from one end of the pool to the other. You can't pull it off. You can go under and over it. It's not going to move. It's not going to wrap around you or anything like that. That's what a sheet is, and it's not dangerous at all. And so she's saying that's what we hope it is, but we're going to take a closer look. And so as soon as she put the machine thing on my stomach, after like 5 seconds, she was like, oh, that's exactly what it is. It's an amniotic sheet. So that's good, no worries. And then she did a full, pretty much, second anatomy scan, and everything was fine. She said it's not common, but it's not uncommon to have amniotic sheets. She said we see them a lot in women who've had like D&Cs and things like that. It's just random. And so, but just know, peace of mind, everything's okay. And so we were like, well, good. And she was actually at 18 weeks at the first anatomy scan. She was measuring 2 weeks further along than she was expected to be. And so we don't know if this is just a super big baby or if she's coming early, like if my due date's a little bit off or what. So that's something that we went through that was kind of scary, but we were trusting in the Lord. We were just like, whatever happens, Lord, it's in your hands. It ended up being totally fine. And so she's totally fine. I'm totally fine. But yeah, that was something I went through that is just, it was super scary, but we are thankful that it wasn't what we thought it was. And one more thing that I didn't expect about pregnancy, I wasn't aware of it at all, like I had never heard it before in my life, was round ligament pain. And if you have been pregnant before and know what I'm talking about, you know how much it can hurt. And it is basically, you've got these ligaments that attach from like the top to the bottom of everything, keeps everything together. And I don't want to use the wrong terminology, so I'm just trying to keep it bland. But it keeps everything together. And as you grow, as baby grows, these ligaments stretch and they can spasm, kind of cramp when they're going through a major stretch or growth spurt. And it literally, for me, it could range from, oh, this is slightly uncomfortable, to it took me to my knees. Like I couldn't move, I couldn't breathe, like without it like feeling like someone was stabbing me in the side. And it was always on my right side. I don't know why. She favors my right side. She hangs out over here a lot. I barely feel her on the left, but anyway, it was debilitating at times. Like I was late for work a couple of times because I had to literally just sit there and breathe through it until it subsided. And so yeah, that was another thing I didn't expect, was round ligament pain, and it is no joke. I haven't had it severely in a couple of weeks, and so I'm thankful for that, but I felt like every time she started going through a major growth spurt was when I would feel it. This baby is super, super active. She is so active, and it's my favorite thing about pregnancy so far is just feeling her move. If she doesn't come out to be some kind of athlete of some sort, or dance or gymnast or sports or something like that, I'm gonna be very surprised, because she is on the move all day long. It seems like there's rarely times throughout the day, unless I'm like on the go and don't notice her moving as much, she is kicking the mess out of me. She's stretching me out, and thankfully I haven't gotten any stretch marks yet. I'm very thankful for that, but she is definitely a very active little girl, and that makes me so happy. It's the biggest peace of mind to feel her move. It just makes me wonder even more, who is she gonna be? What's she gonna be like? And it's wonderful. So that's basically a recap of everything I've experienced, like the big things I've experienced in the second trimester. And of course there's been, you know, the aches and pains of pregnancy, back pain, tailbone pain. It's not for the faint of heart. Like, women, we are amazingly designed, and it's just a miracle what we are able to do with our bodies while we're pregnant, and just in general, it's just amazing. And I have so much more respect for moms than I ever have before, for being able to go through this, and for some women, multiple, being able to go through this. You're just amazing. And I feel like God allows us to forget some of the pain and things we go through, such as like the first trimester, nausea, fatigue, and getting sick all the time. I don't think about it very often because I feel like it was so long ago in my mind, and it's like, oh, I could go through this again. Not for a while. I do know that I do want to wait and enjoy this first baby before getting pregnant again, because this is not for the faint of heart at all. But anyway, one of the first questions was, what is something you're most looking forward to after she's born? And I'm so excited, and me and Caleb talk about this all the time, so excited to see what she looks like, see her face, and see how she turns out to be, what kind of personality she has, and just see what she becomes. We're just so excited to meet her. That's the thing, and just get to watch her all the time. I'm gonna be obsessed. I'm already obsessed. A couple of people actually said, has pregnancy been harder or easier than you expected? And the definite answer is harder. I had no idea how hard it was going to be pregnant. And like I said, I would consider myself having had it easy. The things I've experienced is just most people experience it during pregnancy anyway. And so it's just definitely not for the faint of heart. And so it's definitely a journey, but we're so thankful that it has been as smooth as it has been, and that our baby's healthy, and I really can't complain. Someone said, is it hard to turn when you're sleeping? And the answer is not yet. I definitely toss and turn quite a bit because the weight gets kind of heavy laying on one side. I'll have to turn to the other side. Some nights are hit or miss. I get good sleep most of the time, but I definitely have to rotate a couple times a night. And all the time having to get up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. I have to use the bathroom all the time. I'm always drinking water. I always carry this with me because I'm always thirsty. And so definitely it's not hard to turn when I sleep, but I definitely have to do it a lot. Someone said, is your stomach heavy? Yes, it's heavy. I've gained about 25 pounds since I found out. And so that's a big difference for anyone. But it has just been definitely an eye-opening experience. I've had to learn to love and respect my body in a different way for different reasons, because I'm literally growing a human. And even though I don't look like I did when I found out, or before I found out I was pregnant, I wouldn't trade being able to be pregnant for anything in the world. I'm thankful that I'm still healthy, baby's healthy, and that my body has been able to grow and change along with her. And so stomach is heavy, yes, but it's okay. I want to do a little bump update because I feel like it's been a while since anybody's really seen my belly, and so I'm going to do a little bump update for you. She's definitely a big baby. This is 30 weeks. It's crazy. From the front, that's what it looks like. I feel ginormous. Like I said earlier, I say that all the time, but every week I say I feel ginormous, but that's the bump update for you guys. And the last question I'm going to answer before the camera dies, because it's about to die, is, do we have a name picked out? And the answer is yes, we do, but we're keeping it a secret until the baby's born. We agreed on the name pretty early on, and we're really excited about it. And so we like having that to ourselves, one little thing to hold on to that's just for us and for our, immediate family. They know what her name is going to be. But we are so excited. And I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to wrap it up. And I want to thank everybody so much for watching. We're so excited for this little girl. And we are going to do our best to document as much as we can between now and the time she's born and afterwards, to show our experience, not just for you guys, but because we want to be able to look back on it. We're just so excited. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.